At Eastern Domain, True Inheritance Hall of the Immortal Sect, Chen Shao eagerly approached his master to ask about the situation. Who killed Mu old man? His master replied in a deep voice. It is still unclear at the moment, but all evidence points to the Xian Tian sect. Not only Chen Shao, but his master was also full of doubt about how such a small sect could kill Elder Mu. Even more absurd was that it seemed unreasonable if it was only based on a master at the peak of Misty Peak in the nascent Soul Realm. Chen Shao stroked his chin, speculating that the real culprit in this matter was someone else. Then he frowned and angrily said, regardless of the circumstances, the Xian Tian sect must be destroyed, and the master at the peak of Misty Peak who killed my father must die. At that moment, Chen Zhao's master advised. Coincidentally, a secret ancient realm has emerged in the Wasteland province. The sect will send several elders to accompany you on this trip. Remember, you represent the Immortal sect. When the time comes, you will be competing with other major powers. As for revenge, you can do that after it's over. The master hopes you can distinguish between what is primary and what is secondary. Do you understand? Upon hearing this, Chen Shao quickly clasped his hands in obedience and then turned to leave. As soon as he left, Chen Zhao's master broke into a mysterious smile. His profound gaze looked at the gem in his hand, and he said with a smile, "Disciple, you must continue to perform well. Only if you obtain the resources of the old ancestor in the sect competition can I be sure to break through the bottleneck of great ascension and reach the Save Lives realm. At that time, we will both gain fame." In the Kunlun realm, divinity is referred to as Divine Lord, integration is called Celestial Lord, Great Ascension is known as Venerable One or Supreme. Meanwhile, Save Lives is titled as Void Immortal. To have the title of immortal signifies one who possesses supreme power in their domain. In Wasteland Province, a region almost non-existent, due to the ancient immortal secret realm, it suddenly became renowned in the Eastern Domain. Disciples from near and far were flocking to Wasteland Province. One person spoke up, "Isn't Wasteland Province the most backward and desolate place? Yet an immortal has appeared." Hearing this, another little guy smugly replied, "It's just sheer luck." Fortunately, the cultivators in Wasteland Province are both poor and weak. How could such an immortal fall into their hands? Another eager person said, "We should hurry to get there. Once the Immortal sect arrives, we won't even be able to take a sip of soup." In the distance, the mountain before them was the Eastern Domain Wasteland Province. Wispy clouds floated low over the mountain, and outside the secret realm, it was usually hard to find a single shadow. Today, who knows what event is happening, as sects and evil sects from all directions were flocking in. On this side, an old man with white hair looked around and voiced his curiosity. This secret realm has emerged, and 4 of the 5 major sects have already arrived, but only the Xian Tian sect is still missing. Could it be that they have given up? Another person, hearing this, retorted, "That's not necessarily true. After absorbing the Wind Thunder sect, they might be competing for the top position among the 5 major sects now." The old ancestor of Move Mountain sect, O Yang Feng, appeared in mid-air, emitting waves of aura. He excitedly said, "I have been in seclusion for a long time. The Xian Tian sect was originally at the bottom, and yet they have drawn the attention of my Move Mountain sect." Upon seeing O Yang Feng, someone's expression suddenly changed, shocked to find that he had reached the divine transformation realm. The old man with white hair was astonished and gaping. He initially thought that the Xian Tian sect had 2 yuaning cultivators who looked down on everyone else, but he never expected that in Wasteland Province, there would actually be a divine cultivator. At this moment, disciples from other sects all bowed respectfully before O Yang Feng, shouting loudly, "Welcome, old ancestor." O Yang Feng said loudly, "I did not expect that on the day I emerge, I would encounter the ancient secret realm. It seems it is destined." O Yang Feng's imposing presence rose, and his powerful voice asked the group, "This secret realm was entered by my Move Mountain sect first. Is there anyone here among the Taoist friends who is not convinced?" Intimidated by O Yang Feng's aura, no one dared to move. The people standing here were fundamentally no different from ants obstructing the path compared to someone at the divine transformation realm like him. Immediately, everyone bowed their heads and clasped their hands humbly, saying, we will heed your divine commands. Within Move Mountain sect, the excited disciples shouted loudly, Master is mighty. Master is mighty. With divinity appearing, who dares to compete for glory? O Yang Feng burst out laughing loudly. Good. Ha ha ha. Suddenly, at this moment, the clear sky and white clouds that had lingered for a long time were replaced by thick black clouds, and thunder and lightning erupted fiercely. From a distance, two spaceships gradually approached the Eastern Domain Wasteland Province. A voice full of authority spoke up, the Tianwu Holy Hall is here. The natives of Wasteland Province quickly stepped back. The Wuing sect should know their place and get lost. This ancient secret realm belongs to our Huangji sect, and no one should dare to compete. On the spaceship was the Southern Suppression King of the Shun Tian dynasty, a mid-stage divinity, sitting on a throne. As soon as he appeared, he arrogantly declared, there's actually a divinity in Wasteland Province. O Yang Feng glanced at the Southern Suppression King, his face changed dramatically, and he broke into a sweat. He never expected there to be hundreds of divinities. A person like him, who had experienced immense hardship to break through to divinity, had been a well-known figure in Wasteland Province for over 100,000 years. Yet outside of Wasteland Province, he was insignificant. O Yang Feng was startled and said softly, esteemed Taoist friends, I am the old ancestor of Move Mountain sect, O Yang Feng. You can just call me Xiao Feng. The Southern Suppression King looked down on him, pointing at O Yang Feng and bellowing, you shameless old man, do you still dare to act familiar with us? Quickly get down and wait there, this place has no part for you. The bunch of people standing around the Southern Suppression King, relying on their power and authority, boldly mocked O Yang Feng, those Wasteland Province natives, even if they break through to the divine transformation realm, are still nothing but lowly beings. And yet they dare to demand equality with us. Old man, quickly get down, don't obstruct others. Having lived this long, O Yang Feng was extremely angry at being insulted by these kids, and shouted, Dear Taoist friends, the situation here in Wasteland Province is incredibly difficult, but the beings here are not lowly. We are also cultivators of the divine transformation realm. What right do you have to force me to submit and let you trample on me? At this point, he turned his head to look at the disciples of Move Mountain sect, even more determined not to lose face, as the disciples were all looking to him. If he avoided confrontation this time, fearing for his life, then there would be no reputation left in Wasteland Province. From O Yang Feng's body, an overwhelming aura radiated out at this moment. He spoke loudly, Wasteland Province may be poor, but we are not afraid of battle. If anyone is unconvinced, step forward before me. The group from the Shun Tian dynasty was furious at the sight. Each of them unleashed their powers and shouted loudly, arrogant. Old man, you seek death. Let's charge together and kill this old dog. However, the Southern Suppression King stopped them. He sneered and pointed directly at O Yang Feng, this old man is just a small cultivator from Wasteland Province. If we rush together and it gets out, won't we be ridiculed by others? As he spoke, he unleashed his spiritual energy. A large flame appeared in his hand. The Southern Suppression King smugly asserted that he could suppress O Yang Feng in front of everyone with just one hand. He shouted, Old man, let me show you how great the distance between us is. As soon as he finished, a powerful aura emanated from the Southern Suppression King. Countless rays of light tore through the void like thunder. Immediately, a gigantic hand appeared before O Yang Feng. O Yang Feng's gaze was fierce as he shouted a single word, kill. Holding his sword, he unleashed a strong strike. This blow was like a tornado, carrying powerful energy that instantly shattered the Southern Suppression King's gigantic hand. He saw this and angrily cursed, Old man, it seems I have underestimated you. Seizing the opportunity, O Yang Feng charged forward with his sword and shouted, but if that's the case, then what? The Southern Suppression King's anger seemed to burn through his eyes, glaring furiously at O Yang Feng. He took out a mace and coldly declared that he would tear O Yang Feng into 100 pieces. Saying that, he hurled the mace in his hand towards O Yang Feng. Terrifyingly, his imposing pressure was like a powerful tide, sweeping away dirt and stones. O Yang Feng was struck hard, heavily injured, and disappeared from the martial world. He trembled all over, planted his sword into the ground, and shouted furiously, "You are a man of your word. You are a liar. What a disgrace to the Eastern domain. Dying for integrity is not worth it." He yelled in anger, "I only want to tell you one thing, a practitioner from Wasteland Province cannot be insulted." The Southern Suppression King arrogantly raised his mace and growled, "Then I will fulfill your wish." Just as he was about to strike, suddenly, a golden lotus appeared beside him, glowing, along with the voice of someone saying, "Amipa, why is it so lively today?" Suddenly, everyone was shocked and exclaimed, "What is that?" Indeed, there are the strong, and there are those even stronger. Jing Qian, the great master, along with the young master of the Jiang family, also made an appearance. As soon as people saw them, they were all excited and shouted, "It is the great master Jing Qian of the Xian Kong Pagoda in Buddha's continent." Behind him is the young master of the Jiang family, Jiang Tianyi, who is recognized as the #1 cultivator of the Jiang family in Ling province. Yang Feng was taken aback by their imposing presence, his face drained of blood, secretly thinking, the aura they emit is truly terrifying. They have already reached the integration realm. A moment later, a flying ship appeared in the sky. Upon seeing this ship, several people could not hide their excitement. The Immortal sect from Qing province has also arrived. This time, all the strongest sects from Rong province are present. Oh my! Everyone on the flying ship are notable figures in the martial world. That person is the Holy Son Chen Shao of the Immortal sect. He bears a solar celestial body and is unmatched in his realm. One person exclaimed, "There is no doubt, he is the brightest rising star in the future of the Eastern domain. In 100,000 years, the legend will be written by him." Below, everyone marveled and admired Chen Shao. Isn't that the young sect master of the Wind Thunder sect? He is one from our Wasteland province. But instead of feeling proud, Chen Shao displayed a look of disgust, secretly thinking, Wasteland province is what caused him to be discriminated against when he started at the Immortal sect. This only makes him feel truly repulsed. At this moment, an elder from the Immortal sect angrily shouted, "The holy son of my Immortal sect is not someone for the lowly ants of Wasteland province to gossip about. This is disrespectful and disgusting to hear. Die." As he finished speaking, he directly obliterated a Taoist below, frightening everyone. The Southern Suppression King bowed and approached Chen Shao, clasping his hands and saying, "Chen Holy Son, let me handle these poor Taoists from Wasteland province, to avoid dirtying your hands." Chen Shao didn't care and allowed him to decide. Observing everything from below, Su Yunlan spoke up, "I wasn't mistaken. This time, when the secret realm emerges, the son of Chen Old Dog will definitely come running." Luckily, the Xian Tian sect has yet to appear. Zhao Dezhu spoke up, "Master, while they are going to take the secret realm, we should quickly leave Wasteland province and hide for a while." Su Qian Shui replied, "We still need to see what Yi junior brother is doing. He is the hope of Xian Tian sect after all. Where is Yi junior brother?" While everyone was searching for Yi Junlin's figure, Su Yunlan suddenly saw something and excitedly shouted, wait a minute. That is, unbeknownst to them, Yi Junlin had already arrived with Hong Qianyi to where those people were. Su Yunlan worriedly said, "Yi junior brother, they have already gone over there. Chen Shao is here, if you go over now, won't that be like courting death?" Seeing Yi Junlin, Yang Feng kindly reminded him not to act impulsively. Yi Junlin glanced at him slightly. He could see the helpless and pained expression on Yang Feng's face as he earnestly told him, don't come over here." Yi Junlin was extremely angry. Thinking of his people being bullied and stepped on by outsiders, he could not stand by and watch. Yi Junlin immediately shouted, "This wasteland province cannot do without me. Everyone must remain still. Not even one person shall move for me." Chen Shao felt furious at someone daring to confront him. He looked at Yi Junlin and told him to quickly reveal his name. Yi Junlin's eyes were filled with evil energy, and he coldly said, "I am your father, Yi Junlin." The people below pointed and said, "Yi Junlin? Isn't he the master peak of Misty Peak? But isn't he just a Yuaning?" Isn't this just going to get him killed? Chen Shao gritted his teeth and growled. Xian Tian sect, Yi Junlin. Yi Junlin laughed mockingly and asked him, why so agitated? Do you have a problem? Chen Shao erupted with spiritual energy, his face dark as a pot, and asked, did you kill the master of Wind Thunder sect? Yi Junlin remained indifferent, pointing and saying, are you referring to that fool? I have a memory of him. That old man said his son had the talent to become an immortal. May I ask, are you his son? The more Chen Shao heard, the angrier he became. He snorted, his eyes nearly spitting fire as he loudly declared, I am indeed his son. Yi Junlin had nothing to do, and continued to add fuel to the fire, exclaiming, oh my, so you are the son of that fool. Chen Shao shouted, you, Yi Junlin, I will kill you. The Southern Suppression King rushed out, trying to put on a show in front of Chen Shao. He pointed at Yi Junlin and said, Chen Holy Son, let me go capture this reckless one and hand him over to you. He raised his mace and proclaimed, little guy, how dare you disrespect the Holy Son like this? Now you will pay the price. But when the Southern Suppression King charged out with his mace, Hong Qianyi flew in to block him. Feeling that his speed was not fast enough, the Southern Suppression King looked at Hong Qianyi and teased, where did this beauty come from? Hitting a nerve with Hong Qianyi, he immediately transformed into a fierce demon and unleashed his strongest ultimate killing move, shouting, die. The flame ghost illusion that Hong Qianyi struck towards the Southern Suppression King. His face turned pale at that moment. With a pained scream, he successfully took 2 steps into the household registry of the King of Hell. The old man with white hair and the others were utterly horrified by this scene. Is this how a divinity just dies? Oh, Yang Feng was also taken aback. When did Wasteland Province become so different? He sighed internally, feeling shame, and yet I still claimed to be the number one in Wasteland Province. Truly, there are people beyond people, and heavens beyond heavens. After dealing with the Southern Suppression King, Hong Qianyi flew towards Yi Junlin and cupped his hands, calling, Master. Just this one word, Master, shocked Yang Feng and his group to the core. That senior, is actually a disciple of Yi Master Peak. Damn it. Who said Yi Master Peak only reached Yuaning recently? Can a Yuaning take a divinity as a disciple? Step forward quickly. I promise I won't kill him. The Xian Tian sect is actually that strong. Su Yunlan and Zhao Dezhu flew over. Su Yunlan could only helplessly say, do you know what you are doing? That is the Immortal sect. You should run, we will buy you some time. Zhao Dezhu also said, that's right, the Xian Tian sect only needs you to have a chance to turn things around. You absolutely cannot let anything happen to you here. Yi Junlin waved his hand, not taking the issue seriously, and instead reassured him, Sect Master, don't worry. I'm fine. Let me introduce to you my disciple. As soon as he finished speaking, the girl Ling Er, who was riding on a cloud behind, flew out excitedly and said, Zhao Ling Er greets the esteemed seniors. Yi Junlin continued the introduction, after resolving the issues of the Wei Kingdom, I recruited a new talent. The girl has exceptionally rare water spiritual roots, and she is also the daughter of the Wei Emperor. I think she will be very suitable to go to Tianning Peak. Zhao Ling Er quickly flew over and bowed before Su Qian Shui. Zhao Ling Er greets the master. Su Qian Shui was, of course, delighted. She thought to herself, this little girl is somewhat clever. The voice from the flying ship echoed again. Chen Shao shouted loudly, don't look down on anyone. Yi Junlin and all the people from the Xian Tian sect will have to pay for my father's life. Yi Junlin, come here and die. Yi Junlin did not give him any face and asked straightforwardly, fight with you? You aren't even worthy of that. Xiao Hong, go ahead. Teach him how to be a person. Hearing his name mentioned, Hong Qianyi was furious, his teeth grinding together, thinking to himself, why is he acting like a guard dog? Despite that thought, Hong Qianyi did not dare to disobey. He soared up towards the spaceship. Chen Shao laughed loudly when he saw Hong Qianyi flying towards him, mocking, young man, aren't you too afraid to face the Holy Sun? Hong Qianyi, irritated, glared at him with eyes full of anger and shouted, "I don't need a master to deal with you." Chen Shao suddenly widened his eyes, staring at Hong Qianye's appearance, which made him slightly incredulous, then opened his mouth to entice, "With your strength and looks, why should you stay in a little sect waiting to die? If you are willing to surrender, I assure you, the immortal sect will treat you extremely well." At this point, Hong Qianye was too lazy to clarify whether he was male or female. He simply shouted, "Not interested." Chen Shao still had a persuasive tone, asking, "This young lady, don't you really want to think a little more?" Hong Qianye launched a psychological attack and quickly said a few words to shut him up. "My master is not wrong. Your father is a fool, and you are a fool as well." Chen Shao was indeed furious. He unleashed an angry blow, saying, "Fine, fine. You refuse the drink invitation and want to suffer the consequences. Go to hell." His killer move was directed straight at Hong Qianye. But Hong Qianye was not to be underestimated. She countered with a meteor fire technique, directly facing his attack. Instantly, Chen Zhao's move was easily overpowered. He exclaimed in surprise, "Is it really that easy to destroy my technique?" Hong Qianye smiled lightly and asked him, "Is that all?" Chen Shao remained arrogant and told Hong Qianye, "Don't be too pleased with yourself. This is just the beginning." He surged forward, unleashing his power, and then used the Sun God Fist technique, throwing countless punches at Hong Qianye. The elder of the immortal sect stroked his beard, praising, "The Holy Sun is indeed exceptionally talented. The heaven-grade peak level of the solar divine authority, combined with the solar celestial body, is enough to make even divinities bow down, let alone those in the integration realm." At this moment, Chen Zhao's battle erupted with great intensity. He snorted and said, "You're forcing me." The group of Ouyang foam was pushed back in fear by the pressure. Chen Shao wore a triumphant smile. However, as the white smoke gradually dissipated, Hong Qianye remained indifferent, surrounded by a large bloom. Chen Zhao's eyes were bloodshot as he looked on, muttering to himself, "This is impossible." He couldn't accept that Hong Qianye was unharmed. "I don't believe it. I have the talent to become immortal. I'm invincible in the same realm." As Chen Shao charged towards him as if losing his mind, Hong Qianye simply snorted and said, "A frog at the bottom of the well." He felt a surge of anger and thought, "All the grievances I've endured from Yi Junlin will be poured onto you. I'll show you what true humiliation is." After that, Hong Qianye easily evaded all the attacks that Chen Shao threw at him. Meanwhile, take the opportunity to give him a few slaps to the face. Chen Shao was continuously slapped and found it hard to understand, thinking, "My techniques were easily countered by her." A punch felt like hitting cotton, having no effect at all. Could it be that I really can't compare to her? Chen Shao, holding his beaten face and with his cheeks flushed with anger, said, "This kind of reaction in combat experience, I've never seen in the immortal sect. This little Xian Tian sect, what merit or ability do they have to have disciples like this?" Since he sincerely wanted to know, Hong Qianye kindly replied. He said directly, "It's because you're too weak." Rubbish. The elder from the immortal sect standing behind continued to pump out compliments for him. "Holy Son, don't doubt yourself. You are a genius at peak level, chosen by the immortal sect from tens of thousands of people. You have the talent to become immortal." Upon hearing this, Chen Shao also began to self-hypnotize, convincing himself that he was the Holy Son, talented enough to become immortal. He threw his head back and shouted loudly, and with it, a surge of strength erupted, "I haven't lost yet. Sun Holy Body, open for me." At the same time, he unleashed his upgraded version of the primary sovereign grade solar eclipse magical talent. He struck a powerful blow towards Hong Qianye, shouting, "Go die for me." Hong Qianye tightened his hands, unleashing his power, and spoke lightly with a tone of utter disdain, "Childish. I must show you what it truly means to be the undefeated in the same realm." Hong Qianye gently raised his hand, a dazzling seven-colored flame erupted like a fierce whirlwind, carrying a power akin to burning the sky and boiling the sea, filling the space. When both forces exploded in the final clash, the violent energy surged outward, as if wanting to tear the sky into pieces. Could such power truly belong only to divinity? Yang Feng murmured, feeling a sense of confusion rise within him. He felt like a mere imposter standing among true powerhouses. As the shockwaves gradually dissipated, a staggered figure, blood-soaked and disheveled, slowly fell from the sky, hair in disarray, eyes hollow, the light of hope in his gaze completely extinguished. That was Chen Xiao. He had been defeated, not just in strength but also in heart realm, utterly collapsed. Humph, such a trivial flame dares to compete for brilliance with the radiant moon. Hong Qianyi coldly laughed, his eyes filled with contempt. In his mind, Chen Xiao had merely been a clown, a puppet easily toyed with in the palm of his hand. Yi junior brother, your disciple is truly strong. Su Yunlan observed from the outside, unable to hide her astonishment. Xiao Hong. A calm yet imposing voice echoed. Hong Qianyi quickly stepped forward, respectfully clasping his hands before Yi Junlin. Master, is there anything you would like to command? Yi Junlin smiled, his eyes revealing clear satisfaction. Your performance today was excellent. He paused for a moment before continuing, tonight I will reward you with an additional meal. In the distance, Chen Xiao was hastily helped up by an elder of the Immortal sect. After Chen Xiao swallowed a healing pill, his body gradually recovered, the severe wounds quickly healed, and the chaotic aura stabilized, but his spirit remained in a dazed state as if he had lost his mind. He kept repeating with a tone full of disappointment. I have lost, I have lost. Chen Xiao's spirit was clearly severely damaged. Yan Elder stood beside him, his eyes red. Heartbroken, he shouted loudly, his voice carrying a strange authority. Holy Son, get up quickly. The sound of Yan Elder was like a call to arms, causing Chen Xiao's entire body to tremble slightly. His eyes regained a bit of clarity. Chen Xiao gritted his teeth and struggled to speak each word. Yan Elder, I've lost, I am not the champion in this realm, I have brought shame to the Immortal sect. Yan Elder looked at him, his voice calming but still filled with majesty. Holy Son, you don't need to blame yourself too much. You still have a bright future ahead. You are the one with celestial talent, you are our hope. Despite saying that, Yan Elder's heart was still heavy. His gaze passed over Chen Xiao, noticing his dazed and bewildered expression, and he couldn't help but sigh. Killing the holy son of the Immortal sect, this matter must be explained. As soon as Yan Elder finished speaking, all 9 elders of the Immortal sect immediately unleashed a powerful aura. Each person is at the integration realm, their aura exploding as if to crush space. On the opposite side, the Xian Kong Pagoda and members of the Xian Tian sect changed their expressions, their eyes revealing clear apprehension, not daring to underestimate the situation before them. This is clearly a display of overwhelming power. Elder Yan cast his gaze towards the group of the Xian Tian sect, his voice cold, whoever wants to capture him and handle him, step forward. As soon as he finished speaking, a tall elder stepped out from the ranks. His figure flickered, and the powerful aura of the mid-stage integration realm surged forth, compressing the space and making the whole area feel heavy. Hong Qianyi approached, her face troubled, and spoke softly, Master, under this situation, I fear I won't be able to stop it. Yi Junlin smiled, his gaze cold yet calm. It's fine, let me handle it. As soon as he finished speaking, Yi Junlin took a gentle step forward, and at the same time, a massive momentum erupted from his body, like a tornado tearing apart space. Bang! The resonating sound made everyone feel as if their ears were deafened and their minds were dizzy. Yi Junlin from the Xian Tian sect was at the integration realm. The crowd was immediately shocked, and a cultivator from Wasteland Province stared in astonishment. Our Wasteland Province has a heavenly genius. Yang Feng couldn't contain himself, excitedly shouting, almost unable to believe his eyes. However, on the opposite side, the tall elder of the Immortal sect sneered, his eyes flashing with contempt. So what if he was at the integration realm? Do you really think you can oppose me? As soon as he finished speaking, the elder activated his magical talent, his hands continuously forming seals, and the magic formula emitted a dazzling light. In the void, a gigantic hand glowing with bright white light appeared, carrying an ancient, sorrowful aura, crashing directly towards Yi Junlin. But Yi Junlin remained standing still, his expression calm and unperturbed. He gently raised his hand and tapped with a finger, boom. The gigantic hand immediately shattered into pieces, transforming into countless scattered rays of light in the space. What? The elder of the immortal sect opened his eyes wide, panicking to the extreme. A foreboding feeling arose within him, but before he could do anything further, a figure appeared right in front of him. Yi Junlin executed the void technique, his speed astonishingly fast. In the blink of an eye, he closed in on his opponent. Boom! A punch was thrown, with evil energy surging like a raging wave. Ah! The elder had no time to use body movement, protective talismans, or any tricks. His body was shattered by Yi Junlin's punch. The essence of the elder did not escape either, being completely eradicated in a single move. At this moment, Yi Junlin lightly tapped his fingers, his silver hair flying in the wind, and the corner of his lips curled into a mocking smile. Is that all? He possessed a supreme bone, causing his combat power to surge to an astonishing level. Even without using any magical talents, his close combat strength was still overwhelming. The complexion of Elder Yen darkened, and he shouted in a strained voice, "Everyone, charge at him, kill him for me." As soon as the words ended, the remaining 7 old masters immediately took action, all of them at the integration realm, equal to Yi Junlin, launching their fierce techniques in unison, surrounding him in an attempt to eliminate him. But at that moment, a gigantic phantom suddenly appeared behind Yi Junlin, imposing like a sovereign, radiating a terrifying pressure that made all beings tremble in fear. Human King Seal, Yi Junlin raised his hand and forcefully unleashed a palm strike to directly counter the attacks of the 7 old masters at the integration realm. Boom! Waves of energy erupted violently, tearing apart the fabric of space. Puff, puff. Several old masters immediately spat out fresh blood, their bodies shaking violently as if struck by lightning. One person exclaimed in horror, "What kind of talent is this? How can this talent surpass all the talents of the immortal sect? This young man's strength is too terrifying." Everyone quickly used magic tools to suppress him. Immediately, the other elders roared, simultaneously unleashing their magic weapons. "By due swordsmanship!" Elder Bai Mei shouted loudly, swinging his 3-foot-long sword, releasing a powerful sword beam that enveloped Yi Junlin, but still did not stop. The other elders also took the opportunity to use their magic weapons, causing damage to explode, with power increasing several times, their momentum wild and fierce like hunting tigers, all charging towards Yi Junlin. Outside, other forces were hoping Yi Junlin would perish. In their eyes, Wasteland Province was just a primitive land, and how could the cultivators there be so strong? Daring to offend the immortal sect, logically, they should have been wiped out long ago. Amitba, good, good. Jing Qian, the great master of Xian Kong Pagoda, led the team of the 5 major forces, with a compassionate expression, his hands clasped together as if chanting scriptures. Seeing this, Jiang Tianyi, the young master of the Jiang family, slightly curled his lips in a mocking smile, filled with disdain. This old monk was extremely hypocritical. His gaze fixed on the battlefield ahead, his heart surged with jealousy, mocking coldly. A monstrous being like him would be better off dead soon. It's not good, Yi junior brother is in danger. Su Yunlan and the other fellow disciples exclaimed anxiously, but amidst the crowd, only Hong Qianyi maintained an indifferent expression. Hearing the commotion around him, he crossed his arms and sneered, thinking to himself, "What do you ants know?" Ever since witnessing the extraordinary abilities of Yi Junlin in the Wei Kingdom, Hong Qianyi was certain this person still concealed his true power, and indeed, it seemed to prove his assumption. Yi Junlin, surrounded by 7 strong integration realm warriors, moved leisurely, each step languid, his gaze as calm as water. "If that's the case, let me show you a move." The corners of his lips subtly curved upward, his eyes sparkling with a sharp glint. He channeled the surging magical energy within him, streams of spiritual energy swirling together, focusing into the supreme bone in his chest. Suddenly, a burst of brilliant holy light erupted from his chest, shining like the rising sun. The eternal light existed undying. In the sky, it seemed a new sun was born from his chest, an imposing force as if it wanted to break the heavens apart. What on earth is happening? Countless cultivators trembled, their faces filled with horror. Boom! A dazzling divine light erupted from Yi Junlin's chest, radiant as if heaven and earth were responding with divine punishment, carrying the might to obliterate all things in an instant. This was the great magical talent of the Supreme Bone, Supreme Monk Tribulation Light. Not good. The 7 Integration Realm Elders sensed a life-threatening danger and immediately activated all their protective magic weapons, hoping to withstand this attack. Aha! The sound of desperate cries echoed continuously. Before the terrifying power of the Supreme Monk Tribulation Light, all the inferior spiritual energy in their hands shattered into pieces, losing the protection of their magic weapons. The 7 elders screamed in panic. Yen Elder, hurry and save us. Yen Elder, the leader of the 5 elders inside the sect, finally could no longer remain calm. If he did not take action to provide assistance, it would be difficult for him to escape punishment upon returning to the sect. Humph. The peak of the Cultivation Integration Realm erupted, boom. In the air, an ancient pagoda tower suddenly appeared, radiating an unparalleled aura. The pagoda tower represents 3rd-grade spiritual energy. Even though it is only 2 levels higher than the 1st grade, its power is 1,000 times stronger. Destroy them for me. Yen Elder lifted the pagoda tower, unleashing a torrent of violent energy to confront the Supreme Monk Tribulation Light charging toward him. You arrived just in time. Yi Junlin laughed coldly. Suddenly, a mechanical sound echoed in his mind, activating the passive effect of becoming stronger when facing a powerful enemy. The host faced an enemy at the peak of the integration realm, causing his cultivation to automatically break through, increasing by 1 level, reaching the perfection of the integration realm. Boom! A tremendous aura suddenly erupted from Yi Junlin. His cultivation broke through from the mid-integration realm to perfection in an instant. The Supreme Monk Tribulation Light, which was initially weakening, flared up brightly and doubled in strength. Why you were hiding your cultivation? Elder Yen felt his scalp tingle, nearly spitting blood on the spot out of anger. The Supreme Monk Tribulation Light swept across, and the 7 elders of the integration realm exploded into a mist of blood, their bodies destroyed. Only Elder Yen was fortunate enough to escape death, but he was drenched in blood, covered in wounds, his face pale, and his heart trembling to the extreme. He truly couldn't have imagined that such a terrifying figure would appear in a wild place like the Wasteland Province. At this moment, preserving his life was the most important thing. Elder Yen gritted his teeth, his face pale, and finally bowed his head in defeat. Senior, today we admit defeat. The Immortal sect is willing to withdraw from the contention for the secret realm. You want to come and go as you please. Yi Junlin laughed coldly, swinging his hand to unleash a powerful strike. His silver hair fluttered in the wind, and his entire presence emanated a dominating aura, as if overshadowing the sun and moon. Yen Elder felt his head about to explode, his face filled with anger. He shouted, "Don't you fear the immortal sect's punishment for doing this?" But at that moment, as if recalling something, the elder's expression changed, his face ashen. Wait, I understand now. It turns out Elder Mu from outside the sect died at your hands. That's right. Yi Junlin burst into laughter, his eyes filled with ruthlessness and arrogance. After all, having made enemies previously, killing a few more wouldn't make a difference. Boom! Yen Elder's aura weakened, his face pale, and he turned to shout, "Hurry and take the holy sun away."